I am Outshine. If you haven't watched my last video, which is called I Am God, I Killed Pope Francis, well, I suggest you watch that first. Yeah. So carrying on from there, I am Outshine. So I spoke about the song by Soundgarden, which is called Outshined. And I explained my connection to that song, which was when I was a little child, I used to play a game called Road Rash. Okay? And that's how I remember that song. So that would have been when I was about 5 years old. If you not notice, there's a lyric in the song that says, "Show me the power child." Yeah, well, that's me. So, you see, in magic, you see, Jesus Christ was my past, and the word holy, see, Jesus Christ is associated with my anus, my butt, because that's who I was in the past. Of course, Jesus was called holy. Yeah? So all these words, they matter. I don't like that word matter, but Jesus was important. Okay? I was Jesus. I was Jesus. I'm God. I'm Father. I was Jesus. I asked the world to follow me. I asked my children to follow Jesus Christ. Okay? So, I am Outshine. Okay, so that's the thing. I'm God. The world wants my power. So, that song by Soundgarden, Outshined, all that's about is, he's a wizard called Christopher Cornell, and he wanted my power. So that's all that's about. He was trying to acquire my power, my light. And you see, outshined is the past tense of outshine. So like I said, I was Jesus Christ in the past. You see, in magic, the butthole is considered the moon, the sun, the star. Okay, so, but this, because the star, the sun is a star. Yeah, and obviously the anus, it looks kind of star-like in the way that it looks. So it's a sex magic thing, like I said, Sodom and Egypt. Yeah, I read in if you haven't watched my last video, I explained that. I've explained it in many of my videos. So, I am Outshine. I'm God. The world wants my light. It's obsessed with my power. It wants to shine. Look at all the people who want to be famous. How many people in this world do you think want to be famous? They want to be famous, they want to be rich, they want to be popular, they want status, they want lots of friends. Yeah? They want to shine. They want to shine. Well, this is the thing. I am Outshine, and anyone who tries to outshine me will be destroyed. That's the thing. That's what happens. That's the thing. If you are trying to outshine God, right? If you are trying to shine bright, if you're trying to steal my light for your own, that's the thing, right? That's what the world likes to do. Someone like Christopher Cornell, he likes to steal my light for his fame and fortune, for his sex life, for his popularity, and then he gets destroyed. Yeah, that's that's the type of person. That's the when I look at the world. That's what the world's like. That's what the world wants to do as well. They like to follow someone like Christopher Cornell and think, why not just do the same as him? Well, this is the thing. I'm God. I don't get outshined. I'm God. I'm the all-consuming fire. Yeah, you know what happens when you go into a big ball of fire? Yeah, you burn. You die. Yeah? All these celebrities that want to think of themselves as stars. Yeah? So then what's the song Outshine all about? Yeah? The thing is they're all outshined, right? So they're all those witches and wizards all wanting the light. You know how witches and wizards do magic, right? They like to use star magic, right? They'll draw a pentagram, or it could be a 5-pointed star, a 6-pointed star, a 7-pointed star, an 8-pointed star. They use all different types. Normally, it's a 5-pointed star, right? Pentagram. It could be inverted. It could be as well. Inverted pentagrams. Get some candle light in there as well. Got to have your candle light to go with your drawn star. Yeah. So you got light. You got a drawing of a star. And then they involve they might have something like a dagger or a sword, and a cup, a chalice. Yeah. So you got that's the four that's supposed to represent the four elements, and obviously the star, the pentagram, it represents the four elements and spirit. You see, that's how they do the witchcraft. And that's the kind of shit that Christopher Cornell would have been involved with, and other witches and wizards. Okay. The reason I explain that is because, by explaining that, you should understand that these people are obsessed with trying to steal my power, God's power. Yeah, I'm outshine. I'm the reason Pope Francis is dead. You see, the thing is, today is supposed to be about the resurrection of Jesus, right? This week, well, not specifically this day. I mean, people have decided what to call this day, but this is supposed to be, over the weekend. Well, people have been celebrating the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Okay, so, but you call this Easter Monday, and guess who everyone's talking about? They're talking about Pope Francis. So who's he trying to outshine, do you think? Yeah, why do you think he dropped dead today? Yeah, because he wants to outshine. It's all about trying to steal my power. Yeah, he wants to outshine God himself. That's what the demons want. Yeah, but I won't be outshined. I am outshine. Those who try to outshine me get dead. They die. They'll be destroyed. Their lives will be destroyed. So I've got my bottle of whiskey. Got my what's this? What we got here? So it's a co-op. Yeah. So it's from the cooperative. Single malt Scotch whiskey, matured in ex-bourbon barrels for a smooth, well-balanced taste. See, the co-op used to make a nice single malt whiskey, actually. I don't know how good it is now. because they actually get it from nice distilleries. They get it from nice distilleries. They used to get it from was it Dalmore? Dalmore. That's quite an expensive whiskey, actually. Oh, I need a. Hang on. Open. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay. Little smell. Yeah. Yeah, I like to just drink it straight from the bottle. So I've got to let it air out a little bit because, you know, it's just been opened. So let it get a bit of oxygen in there. Put that down for a second. So, well, you know, I've got every reason to celebrate. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? Because all these people are on the news, they're all talking about how Pope Francis is dead today. But people aren't shocked. People aren't like, did God kill him today? Is God trying to make a point or something? You know, and everyone on the news, they're just constantly talking about Pope Francis. There's no talk about Jesus or God. Where are the people? There's no one talking about Jesus or God. They were talking about Pope Francis being dead on Easter Monday. Do you think that's strange? Easter Monday. So what is Easter Monday then? I should know this, shouldn't I? Or should I? I mean, what the fuck is Easter anyway? It's the day after Easter Sunday, marking the second day of Easter tide in Western Christianity, and the second day of Bright Week in Eastern Christianity. Yeah, it all gets very confusing, doesn't it? Blah-de-blah. It is a public holiday in many countries and is often associated with various traditions and celebrations such as egg rolling and outdoor activities. That's from Google Assist. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, not Google. It's DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. I don't use Google very much. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any mention of the resurrection or anything like that. But obviously, man wants to decide, you know, it's this day or that day or whatever, right? But ultimately, you know, Easter, what you call Easter weekend, is about the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. I was Jesus Christ. Okay? My name's not Easter. Okay? Easter is a pagan goddess. A fake goddess. You know, some fake, stupid, invented fucking story of some unimportant bitch. Yeah? Cheers. Yeah, okay. It's not bad. Ooh, it's been a while though. Well, that's probably all I have today. Maybe one more gulp later. So I mean, that's the thing. You know, I was posting these videos out. I posted 4 versions of the song "Outshine" at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then so now today, everyone, no one else is. It's all talk about Pope Francis being dead. What does the word "outshined" mean again? Yeah, what does it mean? Yeah, okay, so maybe Pope Francis is, you know, he's in the spotlight today, isn't he? But guess what? He's dead. That's a good result, really. Yeah, he's like, they call him the Holy Father, which is wrong. That's blasphemy. Um, yeah, is that not? But so Jesus said, you know, call God Father, Abba Father, right? So don't call anyone else Father. Well, what do people do? And some, Pope, the guy he's called Pope Francis. What does everyone call him? They call him Holy Father, as if he's God himself. So all these people, what I mean? I just seen all these people on TV, and they just seem so calm, and they're just like, yeah, we don't really notice anything, nothing strange happening today. No, just Pope Francis happened today, and it just happens to be Easter Monday. We couldn't possibly see why that's a strange thing. Is it because God hates him, or do you know what I mean? There's no real recognition of like something strange has just happened. You're like, no, we don't see anything. No, we didn't notice a thing. We didn't notice that. Yeah, no, nothing. It's like people are just sleepwalking around and just talking. It's like everyone's asleep. Zombies everywhere. Does anyone ever just stop to think, like, now why would God want to kill Pope Francis today? Of all days, he could have killed him on any other day. He could have taken him away on any other day, but he chose today as the day he was going to die. Why? Why? Well, I'm God. I told the answer. I mean, I explained to you. Outshined. That's what the demons are trying to do to me. They're trying to outshine me. Yeah, they want to outshine me. They want to steal my light. That's why he dropped dead today. I killed him with my magic, with my power. I was only taking back the power that belongs to me from Christopher Cornell. And that was how Pope Francis is now dead. Yeah. I was the power child when I was 5 years old. I'm God. That's who I am. Go listen to that song, Outshine, by Soundgarden. Go listen. I'll leave it there.